white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking.
Today, we're starting with a story about the great Sydney Sweeney. What show could we possibly enter into without a jeans commercial? If you remember, I think the first time I was with you guys, we took apart the American Eagles jean commercial that exploded the internet. And now recently, Sydney has been interviewed by what should we say, somewhat hostile reporter. And I'll tell you what,
Can I
I don't
say?
know
Can
about
I
you
say what
guys.
she is? She's an
Yeah.
angry white liberal with bad genes.
All right, fair enough. And Sydney is I think a conservative, but she certainly has good genes, so to speak, and she wears nice jeans. But her composure was impressive, I thought. And what impressed me the most, I think we're going to watch the video, but maybe we should talk about it beforehand. But what impressed me the most was she wasn't compelled to talk. Many of us feel compelled to answer, compelled to talk. And when they ask questions, she just sat and looked at her. And I thought that is a new move that we all should be adopting. Dave?
You know, it's interesting you bring that up to start, because one of the things, like the three of us, we've all been blessed with working with great people over the years, and you can pick up things when you're with people who have been in it longer than you and are seasoned in different ways and come from different disciplines and all of those things. And one of the things, I bring them up almost every week on every show that I do, but from touring with Jordan Peterson, one of the things that I learned is that you can pause and think for a moment.
Yes.
We all do it. We're jumpy. And I don't even mean just us as public people, but when you're in a conversation with someone privately, you're looking to figure out where your little way in is and all of those things. And one of the things that I would watch with Jordan all the time, particularly during Q&As, is if I asked him, whether it came from me or from the audience, if I asked him something that really was not just like a generic question that he already had the stock answer for, he would pause. He really would think it through, and you could feel something happening in the room. So the pause that you're talking about with her, it's very, very powerful, because nobody does it anymore. And I would love, if any of us ever got to interview her, I would love to know where that's coming from within her. Because, I don't mean just an actress in that sense, but like, she's just someone who reads other people's lines, who now has been thrown into this crazy chaos. And her calmness and maturity, I think it goes to why so many people like her. Like, it's not just the big boobs. Is it, Jillian? Is it just the big boobs?
Well, I like that too.
Those don't hurt. I was going to say that certainly doesn't hurt. I want to give her credit where credit is due. She's a class act. She handled herself brilliantly, and she doesn't back down, which I love. Having said that, she's been media trained, guys. I mean, and as she should be. Back in the day when I worked for NBC, and I was but a lowly trainer, they didn't trust us to go and do media, which is justifiable. So we would have lessons in how to handle the media, and they would tell us, and I still make this mistake to this day, when you're done talking, shut up. And what will happen, right, is a technique the interviewer has is to then wait a minute and not say anything, so you feel uncomfortable and you continue to ramble and they can catch you. And it takes all the strength in the world to be like, "Oh," and just sit in that uncomfortable moment as well. And I think that's really important. I think everything she's doing is great. I think she's great. And I do think somebody media trained her, and she's adhering to it.
And I think we're going to watch it for a few minutes, but a few seconds. But to your point, Dave, the pausing during public speaking is a well-established benefit to the speaker. Both gives you time to think, and people lean in when you're quiet. People feel too often they have to fill. But when you're being interviewed, it's a little different. I got to say, and especially a young person, to sit in front of a reporter that has stature and just kind of go, I don't have to answer every question. If you're going to really be that dumb, I'm just going to sit here and stare back at you. That's remarkable to me.
You know what it is? It's almost like because so many of us, and I say this with irony, we all talk for a living, but because we live in this like kind of talk economy, there's very little mystery anymore to what somebody's thinking, right? Like, it's always out there all the time. And so maybe we could throw to the clip after this, but there's a real moment. And it's also because she really is beautiful and she knows how to like sort of stare through the person, where you're really looking at her like, what the hell are you thinking right now? Like, are you
Yeah.
angry at her? Are you dismissive? Do you care? Do you know who she is? Like, you really can go through this laundry list. Maybe we should take a look.
Let's watch it.
The criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
I love it. I love it. This is the most ambiguous possible answer with a hammer.
Right, and that's barely the pause portion of it. But what also is interesting, I think the other reason this thing went viral is because the interviewer, who I don't know her name, but everything about her body language and her facial expressions and the way she was leaning in, it was as if it was an incredible juxtaposition of what a sort of strong, confident young woman who knows herself would be like, and that's Sydney Sweeney, versus someone who doesn't really know what they're saying or why they're saying it, but is kind of pandering to the machine or whatever you want to call it. She's crumbling under the weight of her own guilt or something.
Yeah.
I think you give her too much credit, Dave. I think she was so excited to try and extract an apology and have it go viral to her benefit.
Yeah.
She's a weasel. She's a weasel. She's a journalist who's opportunistic, trying to play gotcha. And unfortunately, I've walked into that trap quite a few times because you think you're going to prove a point when that's not actually the form or the arena to do so. And they're going to set you up. Back in martial arts, I swear to God, because that's what this is. This is the art of war. My karate teacher, he used to say to me, he used to have a sword, and there was this one move, like no matter how many times you would try to attack him, you'd end up with your head chopped off. It was a bamboo sword, thankfully. And finally, one day, I was like, hold on a second. I'm not attacking you because you're going to whack me in the head with that sword. And he goes, exactly. There are times when the only way to win is not to play. And this woman was trying to have her moment and get the gotcha and make it all about what a genius journalist she is. And Sydney Sweeney did some Aikido shit, and it was awesome.
Yep. No, that's exactly it. Because when you really look at the interviewer, she's like, I'm your friend. I'm going to give you a chance to talk about your racist nonsense and how you're talking about white supremacy, which is, of course, she was doing a jeans ad. She had nothing to do with any of that. She put on a pair of jeans and took pictures.
Do you guys know that Sydney Sweeney also is selling her bathwater? Have you heard about that?
Yes. My son asked me for some.
It's quite delicious.
Oh, my God.
It's like a Pinot Grigio.
Nice. I'll have to try
You sure you're not a 13-year-old straight male, Dave?
I was going to say, dude.
There's one bursting out of me. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, I think that is pretty much the jux of that story. Let's see if there's anything else I had in here that we want to talk about. She said that was the conclusion of her interview, actually. She actually, in the course of the interview, says things like she knows who she is, what she values, and she does not let others define her. But she's pretty remarkably centered in all this. I would get nervous in front of that woman. Did I do something wrong? And that's the whole point of the interview. You're wrong. You're a white supremacist. Defend yourself, as opposed to her just saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Even stop your bullshit.
It's nice to be around people that aren't racked with guilt. So many people are racked with unearned guilt, and that's what she wants her to have. In essence, you're white and pretty. You should have unearned guilt, and she doesn't have it. And by the way, she's also quite a good actress. The only thing that I've actually seen her in was I think it was the first season of White Lotus. I mean, she was amazing. I had no idea that there was.
Oh no, dude. She is so good in that high school thing about drug addicts. What was that called? This is where she really broke out.
Was this HBO? Was it Euphoria? Not that.
Euphoria.
I actually refuse to watch that. Refuse.
Why?
Because I have teenagers.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
people have told me it's disturbing beyond belief.
Well, okay. Well, let me just tell you, as somebody that works with that population, it was exquisitely accurate. Like,
wow.
I can't.
Like, rarely do you see drug addiction portrayed that accurately.
Wow.
And Sydney was not a drug addict in this thing. She was sort of popular kid at the high school, and her relationship with her sister gets very involved. But the acting was phenomenal. Really, all the kids,
Yeah.
but she stood out, I gotta say.
She's quite a good actress. Like she has a way
Yeah.
of doing drama. You know, the beauty of, did you guys watch White Lotus by chance?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it's beautifully shot, and the music, everything about it, I think is,
Yeah.
I loved all 3 seasons. Actually, I know a lot of people didn't like the 3rd season, but you know, for her to play, that's like the toughest thing to play, because when you're doing something that's, you're like sexy, but also supposed to be funny, and it's
Yes.
kind of ironic, but not over the top. And you know, they're a family from LA, so she's supposed to be too cool for everything. But like, I just thought she's good. She's good.
You should watch Euphoria. It really is worth your time. It really is.
Your
It's
kids are young. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, don't. Yeah, I'm not advising it for teenagers to watch, because you're right, Jill. It's concerning.
I
but
can't. I've heard
Well,
it's like deeply disturbing, because it's so accurate. And of course,
it's
my
so accurate.
15-year-old is like a moth to a flame with that stuff. She loves Zendaya. And I'm like, babe, please. You know, she's got access
By the
to
way,
it.
Zendai's acting was phenomenal
Yeah,
too.
she's
I
an
mean,
incredible actress.
I actually was sort of shocked at how accurately they portrayed the drug withdrawal symptoms and things. And Zendaya had seen it. That's all I know. She'd seen it somewhere, because her physicality of it was just exactly spot on.